As we always do on Mondays, right? Tonight, in partnership with Enough is Enough, we'll have a quick chat with Ufuoma to discuss local government autonomy. Of course, you know we cannot avoid that conversation and the path to grassroots democracy. And she's joined us live via Zoom. Hi, Ufuoma.
Hi, good evening, everybody.
Good evening. How are you? All right, so quickly, first of all, were you excited when you heard the news about the Supreme Court's judgment on local government autonomy? Or were you part of the people that were 50-50, or you were outright, no, this is not happening? Which side of the divide were you?
Well, I think my initial reaction was excitement. Then it went into 50-50. It went into 50-50, feeling like, okay, this is good. But then upon like looking at other things, when you talk about like our constitutional provisions, which I guess something that we'll get into, but when you see that our constitution provides that um, local governments funds should be allocated through the state's joint local government accounts. And so the Supreme Court judgment bypassing that to saying, oh, they should be paid directly, it now gives you a case of, okay, are we bending the constitution? How about we look at the holistic constitutional review process, which is just like a conversation that we were having internally on the judgment. So yes, I think personally, I'm 50-50 about the judgment.
All right. I mean, I couldn't agree with you more, especially as the conversations are unfolding, right? On all the, the gray areas within this new development, right? It then gives you cause for concern. But I mean, Enough is Enough has put out something that they will release tomorrow that speaks to constitutional compliance, need for comprehensive reforms, transparency and accountability, democratic governance, and balanced federalism, right? If you want to quickly summarize what this communique is about, how would you do that?
I think it's just us saying that beyond the headlines, let's look into the documents that really speaks to how we do governance in Nigeria. So in terms of constitutional compliance, that speaks to what I said about Section 162, subsection 6 of the 1999 Constitution as amendment, right? And so when the Supreme Court judgment goes against that, he then begs to say, raise some kind of legal and operational concerns. I think for us, we are just saying, how about we do a more holistic, a comprehensive reform whereby we amend relevant sections of the Constitution if we truly want to empower the LGAs. And then we reassess what the financial relationship among the three tiers of government looks like. I feel if we do that, thank you. I think if we do that, we then begin to have a more legalistic conversation, right? As opposed to, doing backdoor, well, in quotes, backdoor reviews. Also, when we start to talk about LG accountability and transparency, how about including measures to enhance citizens' participation at local government budget process? So now there's allocation to them. How about their budgeting process? How can we get citizens more involved? And I think it speaks to one of our ongoing projects, my LGA. It's currently running in about 6 states, Yobe, Nasarawa, Ondo, Ebonyi, Abia, and Anambra states, whereby we are strengthening the ties between local government and citizens, residents in those local governments so that they can be more involved in the LG democratic process.
So quickly, one final question.
All right, what are your thoughts? Do you think that, the Supreme Court's judgment is going to become anything when we talk about the financial autonomy, of our local government, especially when we look at Section 197 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, and the fact that, you have a lot of legal practitioners saying, hey, until we get to that point where we allow local government chairmen to be democratically elected. What are your thoughts? Do you think that this is going to make any sense?
I think that right now our advocacy efforts should also be to state governments, because they are constitutionally required to run regular, free and fair elections in their states. And until the local government chairmen are democratically elected, they can looking for good governance, accountability and transparency at that level is a far cry. So I think the onus on us now as citizens is to go and look at what our constitutional requirements are, and then begin to engage our governors and engage the machinery of government across, especially at the state level, to conduct elections and go out to vote. Local government elections are also important. So
say
go out
to you
to
that
vote,
Ufuoma,
and choose a representative.
Okay, Ufuoma, I was just going to say to you that Delta State just did a local government election. The turnout was very poor.
Yes.
Right? So in all this advocacy, how can we really get people to understand the importance of local government? Because it's like we're just speaking and it's really not sinking in, right? In 1 second, how do you think we can get this done? Because people need to be involved.
Yeah, I think we need to continue talking about it, and then maybe move a bit offline as well, and put in practical fiscal structures to get people involved at that level of democratic engagement.
All right. Thank you so much, Ufuoma. Thank you so much.